Let's go, man. Hold up, bro. Let's really talk about it. Let's really talk about it. Look, I sorry about that. Put it right here. What's up, everybody? It's your man EC1. Listen, man. We are almost close to training camp. Can someone tell me the logic? Because I watched Dan Sileo on 500. Shout out to 500. Great live stream. Always cooks Dan Sileo. Silly ho. With the incompetent brain of a 2-year-old is out here just saying stuff. You know, I cannot wait for this season. All the haters of Jalen Hurts, please line up. Please line up. Please line up for the biggest got me moment of your lifetime. Because when this kid goes, oh, what the hell is this? When this kid goes off, there should be no excuses. We gotta stop with the hate for Jalen Hurts. We really do. And it's just, you know, you got some fans who are out here like Baltimore Raven fans. Your quarterback is 2-4. This is what the fans want. The ones that don't have a Super Bowl ring, that hate on Jalen Hurts, they want to feel like they're important. So they put out better stats than Jalen Hurts. I was arguing with a Bills fan on TikTok who commented on my video, the one I made with Bird Game 31, called me a delusional Eagle fan. You a Bills fan, bro. Your whole existence had been losing. Your whole existence has been nothing but loser mentality, man. Your quarterback has never brought a Super Bowl to your city. My quarterback did. But see, you got a lot of haters who say Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball. The whole thing is he can't throw over the middle. My guy Phil Devon, just shout out to him, man. He cooked Dan Sileo. Sileo was trying to make it like Jalen Hurts wasn't throwing over the middle because he couldn't. No, it has nothing to do with he can't do it. It's because this coaching staff are a bunch of idiots. Nick Sirianni hires dummies. That's why you had to go get Sean Mannion. Why do you have to go get Sean Mannion? Because Jalen Hurts needed a system to help him out because he's never had a system. For a quarterback that's been to 2 Super Bowls, he's never had an off corner more than 2 years. And they still keep on sitting there saying, well, he's not good enough. You look at the accomplishments that this guy has had. 2 Super Bowl appearances, Super Bowl MVP. And you would think that the people would give him respect, right? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, if a quarterback did the same thing Jalen Hurts did, I would give him his respect. I would give him his respect. We acknowledge Kurt Warner, who was a game manager. We call him one of the greats in the game. He has the same wins as Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl. Both of them went to 2 Super Bowls. Lost one, won one. Where do we go wrong with not acknowledging a guy's accomplishments? A guy that's a 2nd-round pick. No one had thought it was going to be great. Everybody doubted him. But this is what some of these fans want to have. A ring. And not a popsicle ring. No, a better stat than Jalen Hurts' ring. It makes them feel good to know that Josh Allen's an MVP. But if you ask Josh Allen, would he rather have a Super Bowl MVP or MVP? I guarantee he'll take the Super Bowl MVP all day and throw that MVP away in the trash. Unless you're Cam Newton, who's a damn loser himself. It's just crazy. Oh, I have to open it. It's just crazy, man. You want to feel important, man. Some of you fan bases don't know what it's like to win, so you hate on his quarterback because you know why? He's a threat to y'all. He's a threat to y'all. He's a threat to you. You got a Packers fan acknowledging Lamar Jackson. Dude, you got Jordan Love. You got Jordan Love. You probably need a quarterback in Green Bay more than we do. Jalen Hurts has been destroying the Packers ever since he got here. He's been owning y'all. Every single game. I don't think he's lost to the Packers one time yet this season in his career. What are we talking about, man? What's up, Bobby Murphy? How you doing? But I'm listening to Dan Silio, man, and this guy's a goofball. This guy is an absolute racist. This dude said on Twitter, would you draft the guy that's I literally replied, shut your racist ass up. Shut your racist fat ass up, because the dude is racist. The dude has a prejudice bone in his body to hate on a quarterback. There's no other way to look at it. He sits there and well, no, I can't say he's racist, because dude, Dick eats Dak Prescott like it's crazy, like no other. Like, the dude is stay dick eating Dak Prescott in the Dallas Cowboys. Pause. What has Dak done to like these fans? Some of these fans don't care about wins. They want stats. If you want stats and you're an Eagles fan, go be a Cowboys fan. Go be a Cowboys fan. If you want stats and you're an Eagles fan, go be a Chargers fan, because I care about wins. Super Bowl wins. We had quarterbacks with stats. Carson Wentz. Where did we win with them? And you Eagle fans, some of y'all make me mad, because if you were a fan that has been through the bad times, you would appreciate Jalen Hurts. And that's why a lot of Eagle fans do, because they understood how bad it was in Philadelphia. When you grew up in my time, or even before that, where we were called a team with no rings. Cowboy fans, Commander fans, Giant fans were gaining up. Every time we spoke, we couldn't say nothing. How many Super Bowls you win? 0. How many Super Bowl wins? 0. So it feels good to know your quarterback has won a Super Bowl MVP. I never seen in my lifetime a quarterback that won a Super Bowl MVP. So you damn right I'm gonna vouch for Jalen Hurts. You damn right I'm gonna always stick up for him. Because we never had this in this franchise. McNabb never did it. Carson Wentz never did it. Nick Foles was a backup. He did it. But he's not a starter. Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl MVP. And you got guys like Joe Giglio. You got all these clowns who won't debate me, because I would destroy them. I would destroy them. I can't drop the link, Bobby. It's on YouTube phone. You know what I'm saying? I would have to do it on a StreamYard, and I'm not setting it up right now. So no, man, it's absolutely ridiculous. It was hot as fuck. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. Let me fix my glasses. That we got hate for this quarterback, bro. What is your excuse going to be when this kid goes out here and balls out, man? Y'all ain't going to have nothing to say, man. And you know what? He's going to go out there and do that. All the hate for this quarterback, again, that's what they want. They want better stats than Jalen Hurts. That's all they care about. They don't care about wins. You know what I'm saying? If you cared about wins, like y'all say, because every time you tell a Raven fan, so you care about just being a regular season quarterback? No, I want to win a Super Bowl. So why are you vouching for a quarterback that hasn't done it? Why are you sitting there hating on the quarterback that's did it? You should be giving his respect. Lamar Jackson's not better than Jalen Hurts. Not one time has Lamar Jackson shown me in his career that he's better than Jalen Hurts. Why? Because he's MVPs. And that's what WIP guys go off of. Oh, he won MVP. Accomplishment awards that fans vote for as the best player in the regular season. That has no weight at all. That holds no weight at all. Because when you get into the Hall of Fame, a Super Bowl MVP going to 2 Super Bowls, guess who's going to go first before Josh Allen? Jalen is. A lot of quarterbacks have to wait. When you got 2, why do you think Eli Manning got in there? Why do you think Joe Montana got there? Because he won Super Bowls. Because Super Bowl MVPs, Super Bowl championships matter. I don't know where the whole notion it doesn't matter now since Jalen Hurts won it. Y'all are so angry the fact that this quarterback proved y'all wrong. It hurts y'all. It hurts y'all. You got Spike Eskins, who you saw my video talk about. Oh, Jalen Hurts didn't do nothing. He didn't throw for a completion. So he didn't go off in that Super Bowl. Your eyes don't work. Now he didn't do nothing in that Super Bowl. So it's all Saquon Barkley. So if that's the case, why didn't Saquon win that Super Bowl MVP then? So he didn't throw a dagger to Devontae Smith. He didn't score the first touchdown. Get the fuck out of here, man. He'd been to 2 Super Bowls and won a Super Bowl MVP. You're acting like he's just been to 1 Super Bowl with Saquon Barkley. He's been to 2. One with Miles Sanders and one with Saquon Barkley. And almost won it with a bad defense that year in 2022. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Jalen Hurts is the most disrespected quarterback in the NFL, and it's no way other way to look at it. Drake May is getting more love for doing the same thing Jalen Hurts did in 2022. Except one thing, Drake May was awful. Jalen Hurts balled out. Who's this guy? I thought he was coming over here confronting me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be quiet. No, he's walking that way. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy, man. Like I don't understand the hate for this quarterback. I don't get it. I can't wait for Jalen Hurts to go out. And no, I'm not going to stop defending him. I don't care what no fan say. If you're an Eagles fan, you hate Jalen Hurts, go root for another team. I'm simple. This is why I don't tailgate with a lot of Eagle fans, because they're fake as fuck. Some of y'all fake as fuck. We've been through the worst times in NFL history. We've been through the McNabbs, the Carson Wentz, the Sam Bradfords, the Tim Tebows, the Mark Sanchez. Hell, what's the other quarterback's name that was in San Fran? Jeff Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, Kevin Cobbs. And now you got a quarterback that's been doing nothing but winning. Oh, he don't throw for many yards. Oh, he don't do this. Shut up, man. Shut up. You an Eagles fan, you hate it on the way he wins. He wins, though. Shut up. You were just celebrating the parade. If I see you on Facebook and you were celebrating at the parade, how are you going to celebrate at the parade when your quarterback, the guy you hate so much, did it? Y'all weird as hell. This is why I don't go to tailgates. You want to know why I don't go to Eagle games? I'm going to tell you why I don't go to Eagle games. It's not because I can't afford it. Because some of y'all fake as fuck. That's why. Some of y'all are not real Eagle fans. And I don't care what nobody says. Just because you go to Eagle games does not make you real. Some of y'all fake as fuck. And I'll say it to your face too. Y'all weird. You're snakes, man. You'll get autographs for the quarter. I bet you'll ask Jalen Hurts for an autograph though. When we have those joint when they have the open practice for everybody. But y'all over there sneak dissing them online. You out here disrespecting them. You Eagle fans are fucking weird, bro. Some of y'all. I don't think you're true Eagle fans, man. I don't. I think that you're bitch made. I think that you're new generation Gen Z who think that quarterback's supposed to look a certain way. And you don't understand the pain that we've been through because the time you were born or the time you were around, we were winning as a franchise. And you're probably 10 years old. But let me give you a history. And some of you are old enough to remember the bad times when we had Chip Kelly. We had Andy Reid choking in playoff games. I experienced that as a kid, as a little boy. Every year wondering if we're going to win a Super Bowl. I watched Russell Wilson win the championship, and I appreciated what he did in Seattle. Why? Because he delivered a Super Bowl. Yeah, he didn't win a Super Bowl MVP, but I watched the quarterbacks win Super Bowl MVPs, and I appreciate them, every single one of them, because it's hard to get there. Y'all don't know what it's like to be a ringless peasant, because now we have rings and Super Bowl rings, and we can stand on that. So hell yeah, I'm going to continue to talk Jalen Hurts Super Bowl MVP. Anytime someone hates on Jalen Hurts, and I know you're not an Eagle fan, I'm going to say Super Bowl MVP. Oh, he didn't win it. Doesn't matter. Super Bowl MVP. I don't care what the fuck you say. He's a Super Bowl MVP. Well, he didn't do it. Shut up, man. He just balled in the Super Bowl. You watched it with your own eyes too. Don't act like your eyes don't work. Saquon Barkley cared. If Saquon Barkley cared, why couldn't he carry the Giants? Shut up. Why couldn't he carry us last year? And I love Saquon Barkley, but don't act like Jalen didn't do shit in that fucking playoff game. Don't sit there and act like your eyes don't fucking work. And some of you people in WIP, y'all racist, y'all fucking weird as hell. Spike Eskins is dude is an idiot. But Jalen Hurts didn't do nothing. You were the biggest clown out there. I'm surprised no one in Philadelphia hasn't walked up on you and slapped you in your fucking shit yet, man. And I don't condone for violence, but dude, you over there talking out your ass, and you got this Hugh Douglas dude. This dude, yes master type guy, is over there just kissing the white man's ass. Respectfully. This dude doesn't have any fucking backbone in his body. He don't know football either. Then he gets mad at Eagle fan for pressing up because they pressed on him. Anytime someone says you don't know football, he gets mad. Don't get mad at us. This is what you say out your mouth. You want a quarterback that has won MVPs over Super Bowl MVP. That's because you're a loser and you watch McNabb stink up the joint when you were in your career. You didn't win. But if you ask guys like Kurt Warner, what do you think about Jalen Hurts? He says this guy's a winner. You notice every quarterback that speaks about Jalen Hurts are Super Bowl MVPs. And the ones that hate are ringless losers or guys that didn't do shit and are bums like Chase Daniels and Cam Newton, who's choked in the biggest game. So I'd rather have my MVP. Guess you're a loser. I was arguing with a Bills fan on TikTok, man. This dude wanted to tell me Josh Allen did more than Josh. How did Josh Allen do more when he hasn't been to a fucking Super Bowl, you idiot? You Bill fans need to go back and jump off tables and get ready for the season because, and he told me, well, we got DJ Moore. You had Diggs too, and you still lost. You think one player going to change your franchise? People do not understand if any quarterback, they want to do what ifs. This is all they care about. It's if man. If man. This is all they do. If man. If man. If. All I hear is if. If Jalen Hurts was on if. I don't do ifs. That's for losers. That's for people who can't think and want to come with excuses. When you do if and buts, it's excuse. My mom always said when you say but, it's excuse. When you say if that, it doesn't exist. If my aunt had balls, she'd be an uncle, or she'd probably be, I don't know. Yeah, uncle. If I had $1 million, I don't do ifs. The results is Jalen Hurts has been to 2 Super Bowls and a Super Bowl MVP. I don't give a fuck about if man. That's all Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson quarterbacks are, and their fan base always do. If this, if he had this, but he don't do nothing in the playoffs, man. So all that if shit means nothing. What is stopping those quarterbacks from winning? Because if he had this, if he had that. With Jalen Hurts, if Jalen Hurts had a coaching staff, he would be an even better quarterback. You forget Jalen Hurts has a coach that literally is a hype man and not an offensive mind head coach when you have Justin Herbert who is an offensive mind head coach and can't win a playoff game. All they do is ifs. And I'm tired of it, man. Shut up. We don't want to hear it. I've said it before after the Super Bowl win. When y'all were clowning this guy, when you are disrespecting this guy, when you were sitting there saying he couldn't beat the Commanders, when I watched consecrators laugh and say the Commanders were going to go into Philadelphia and beat us. When I had consecrators, Chief fans on BG31 telling us that we had no shot in hell. And then he said, oh, yeah, I think I'm saying you might have a chance. Nah, bro. I knew exactly what was going to happen. I had my quarterback winning. I said Jalen Hurts about to win the Super Bowl MVP. He about to do it again this year. You watch. Y'all gonna be so mad when this guy gets back to a Super Bowl. Oh, I can't wait. If Jalen Hurts wins another Super Bowl MVP, there are gonna be a lot of suicide, bro. I'm telling you. We got y'all so mad, bro, because we mentioned our franchise quarterback and what he does. Don't get mad because your quarterback is terrible and don't win in playoff games. I don't care about regular season. If, man. That's all y'all is. If Justin Herbert had this. If Justin Herbert had that. If Josh Allen this. Shut up, man. Shut up. The only Super Bowl ring those quarterbacks will have is this, man. Only quarterback will ever have this is better than Jalen Hurts stats. All you care about, man. Because y'all losers, man. Y'all ringless. Y'all don't know what it's like to win something. You'd be going crazy like Eagle fans if your quarterback was disrespected the way Jalen Hurts. And honestly, Josh Allen did the same thing that Jalen Hurts did. They would be kissing his ass 24-7, licking his balls, paws, but doing all this goofy gay shit all the time, giving him virtual head, giving him a ceremony. They would be making pages about Josh, the Super Bowl champion, all that shit, man. You would see 10-year-old geeks on Twitter making fake profiles with Super Bowl MVP Josh. But it's Jalen Hurts. Oh, he's a bum. Oh, he's a bum. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. The Jalen Hurts class act, never been in trouble, has never said or does anything controversial. Coach's son who works hard and loves football. Clutch games, 2 of the best Super Bowl performance ever. Ultimate winner, has won a big everywhere he's gone. Got benched for 2 at Alabama, handled it so maturely, then delivered when the number was called again. Balled out in Oklahoma. I mean, this is the stuff everybody's making like Jalen Hurts is a villain, bro. Why will you not root for this guy? We get more praise for a guy that has abused and destroyed an animal in Michael Vick, who's a piece of shit, who did nothing. We kiss his ass more. We give virtual head to the players that make bad decisions and criminals than a guy that's a stand-up community citizen that goes out there and takes care of business. What are we doing? We'll give virtual head to the crybaby little boy that cried after a game after making bad mistakes in the playoffs because he wears another jersey. And I swear to God, if Jalen Hurts wasn't in Philadelphia, they'd be doing the same thing they're doing to AJ. Look how they're training A.J. Brown now. When A.J. Brown was in Philadelphia, he was a diva. He was a distraction. Eagles got to get rid of him. They're better without him. And now it's the media now sending the same Drake May's better with A.J. Brown. The guy, I never seen the guy, when Jalen Hurts lost his first Super Bowl, they were clowning him. Should we trade Jalen Hurts? Should we go get Russell Wilson? Should we go get Deshaun Watson still? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Other rumors. Should they draft a quarterback? All off season. All they talk about was hating on this guy. The guy just came off a Super Bowl loss and had his best game, and all they said was he was a bum. But look at Drake May, the guy that stunk in the biggest game. Oh, he just need A.J. Brown. Oh, Drake May has been what? So a guy that lost the Super Bowl and had the best performance, y'all were clowning him and say, look at him fumbling. Hurts is a bum. So many people in my comments, I go back and watch my live stream, and so many of the haters are out here telling us at Jalen Hurts ain't it. Oh, he just got to a Super Bowl. Oh, he will never get back. But then we treat Drake May like he's a little boy that just got, he just needs some love and attention, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all pick and choose what quarterback you want to support. You pick and choose what. No, I'm on y'all. You pick and choose what quarterback you want to support, and you don't keep it real. You want to sit there and say it's not about race. But yet, every time you bring up quarterbacks, it's a white quarterback. Or it's certain quarterback you'll support that's a black quarterback. A guy that doesn't get in trouble. Y'all say, oh, you want to make it about race. But half of y'all are racist, though. Half of y'all are, though, on the internet. You say things that are racial motivated. Don't say you don't, because you do. Because I go back in your Twitter and I look at your Jalen Hurts tweets, and most of y'all hating for no reason. What do you hate about Jalen Hurts? You want a pocket passer, a standard quarterback, a white quarterback. That's what you want. You don't want a black quarterback. That's what you don't want in Philadelphia. Some of y'all want white quarterbacks. You sit there and make comments like you miss Carson Wentz. You miss a guy that fucking choked and couldn't stay healthy? A guy that was a diva on the field? You miss the fact that this man couldn't stay healthy and quit in the playoff game? Because he couldn't stay on the field because he was doing stuff like diving with his helmet instead of sliding with his feet? You miss throwing interceptions and missing the playoffs? Because Carson Wentz, what did he do? You miss Carson Wentz? Why do you miss him? He was a bum. He had potential. He was a bust in the NFL for the Eagles. He was. He didn't do nothing spectacular. He didn't live up to that number one pick. He didn't. Jared Goff lived up more to his number one pick than Carson Wentz. Let's be real. Yes, Carson Wentz helped us get to the Super Bowl with this 1 year of being MVP, in 2017. Yeah, he might have showed something in 2019 with a practice squad, but he also played like complete ass most of the time. Y'all missed that? Some of y'all not about winning. Some of y'all about goofy ass shit, man. Carson Wentz is a bum, bro. Y'all worried about, it's if man. I swear to God, like some of y'all would rather have if man. If this, if Jalen Hurts this, Justin Herbert, if this, man, come on, get the hell out of here, bro. That's all you want is if man. Go be a Chargers fan. Well, you can have all the ifs you want. I don't want to be a ringless loser, bro. Sorry. Bill fan gonna tell me, Jalen Hurts does nothing. Your quarterback choked in the fucking game and cried like a little bitch. I'd be embarrassed as an Eagle fan if my quarterback was crying. You the one who fumbled twice and threw a pick. He telling me, Josh Allen didn't lose that game. So Josh Allen didn't fumble. Now your eyes don't work right. Okay. Either you're blind or you need some context or you clearly didn't watch the game. Because I watched every second of it. The second he fumbled in halftime, I said, the game's over. He lost. What you think was going to happen? When you fumble twice and you like people wanna act like that didn't happen. People want to act like Lamar Jackson didn't stink versus the Chiefs game. Lamar Jackson didn't play that bad. Bro, he literally got swallowed up by the Kansas City defense, and I watched him literally frustrated on the field because he was trying to do an RPO because he couldn't throw the ball. But they talk about Hugh Douglas over there talking about if Lamar was on the Eagles in 2024, we would have lost. We would have lost. You think he's being Matthew Stafford? Y'all live in delusional land, man. How is he going to win a Super Bowl? He can't beat Patty Mahomes yet in this AFC conference. He can't even beat Josh. And you think he's going to beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl when he's an Eagle? Come on, man. Get out of here, bro. It would have been the same results. Y'all weird, man. The man has Derrick Henry. Some Raven fan told me he had no weapons. That is the lamest excuse ever. Lamar has had weapons. Odell Beckham Jr., Bateman. Well, is he better than Devontae Smith? What does that have to do with anything? You drafted him. Lamar played with Zay Flowers in that combine, bro. He threw the football to him and said, go draft him. And I got a great one for you. If your quarterback wasn't a money-hungry little dude who wanted all the money in this world and ain't cared what Jalen Hurts did and try to help the team by taking less money, you probably could have built a team around the way the Eagles do. This is why I'm not worried about Jalen Hurts getting paid. You want to know why the Eagles can go out and make moves? Because of Jalen. You know, the evil man that is so horrible that they don't want. I mean, the guy that does nothing, the guy that everybody treats like crap. The guy that he's a horrible human being. You know what I'm saying? You got people like Dan Silly talking about Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's a loser and can't win in the big games. You over there kissing his ass. He's a loser and can't win big games. And is a choke artist. You'll vouch for a loser who wins in regular seasons and don't care about winning. Because we got a loser who never played football. Dan Silly was never played NFL football as a regular season player because he was on the practice squad. Chris Sims, the people who hate on Jalen Hurts are a bunch of losers. Manuacho was cut by the Eagles. LaShawn McCoy was traded by the Eagles. Why? Because your mouth. You want to know why Chip Kelly? I see why Chip Kelly traded your ass now. Even though I don't like it still, I know why he did it. Because you couldn't shut the fuck up. That's why he got rid of you. Because you couldn't shut up. You over there disrespecting Jalen Hurts, man. Why I literally met you. I literally met you. Went to the Oxville Mall to get your autograph. And I said, thank you for doing what you're doing. You were just Jalen Hurts crazy when he was going off when he first went off. You were Jalen Hurts crazy. You were Brendan Eagles bird every time he was playing good. And now you're over there with Manuacho and you want to switch up? Really? You sit there and you take pictures with Jalen Hurts, but you go behind his back. You a snake, bro. That's a snake. That's a dude that is not a real friend. You a snake. You a snake, bro. You out here smiling with players while you shit on them, bro. You a snake, bro. You a slithery snake. The second you got fame, you changed your ways, bro. You didn't keep it real. The second you got money and you started getting popular with people looking at you, because before you were nobody. How you gonna criticize a Super Bowl MVP? You never played in the Super Bowl, LeSean McCoy. Let's be real. You were a good running back, but you weren't in the Super Bowl. You weren't with 2 Super Bowls. You never been to 2 Super Bowls unless it was a practice squad. So when I see Hugh Douglas, a guy that had character issues, hating on Jalen Hurts, let's look at Hugh Douglas' record since we want to bring, because you like to take shots at players. You take shots at Jalen Carter. I'm seeing Joe Giglio say today he'll pay Moro Ojomo over Jalen Carter. What? Moro Ojomo is not better than Jalen Carter. You take Jalen Carter off this defense is not the same. Have we seen what Jalen Carter looks like off the field when he's not on the field? We can't even get pressure. We couldn't contribute pressure. Did you see what he looked like when we didn't have him in Dallas that first game? Dak was running everywhere. Jalen Carter is a monster, bro. And you got people out here talking about Moro. These people in WIP are goofy as hell. They're weird as hell. Some of these fans are weird as hell. And I'm just telling you, if you're an Eagles fan, you like the if man, go be a Cowboys fan. So you can do ifs all day and not win shit. Big dog, you can like him today and hate him tomorrow. You can't like him today and hate him tomorrow. What are you talking about? I'm talking about Jalen Hurts. You talk about I never hated Jalen Hurts in my lifetime. You talk about like my tiny opinions, bro. Like when we were arguing at the work time, bro, I always defended Jalen. And you acting like I hated Jalen Hurts. I never said I wanted to get rid of him. The first year, I didn't know what he was. But after that, I've been defending him. You remember the battles I had with some of these Eagle fans that were telling me, Dak Prescott better. How the fuck is Dak Prescott better? He can't win a divisional round. Don't tell me about regular seasons. Don't tell me about regular seasons. I don't give a shit about that. You want to bring up regular season quarterbacks? Let's bring up Kirk Cousins, man. Because technically, he's a good quarterback. Statistically, he's a good quarterback. What does he want? Regular season quarterbacks mean nothing. You want a regular season quarterback? Go get Sam Bradford. That was a regular season good quarterback when he's healthy, but didn't do shit in the playoffs. He also was a bum to me, but that's because I didn't like losers. You know what I'm saying? You're forgetting that Doug Pearson and Ty Detmer years. And I wasn't alive that time. I was born in 2000. So I wasn't around in 1999s and stuff like that. I was born in 2000. So I ain't going to speak about what I didn't experience. From my eyes, I watched McNabb. That was my first quarterback that I saw as an Eagle. When I grew up, that was McNabb was a quarterback. So Ty Detmer was not around when I was watching football. I'm going to be 26 soon. So you forget. Yeah. I mean, dude, it's ridiculous, man. I don't care what none of these people say. Jalen Hurts is the best Eagles quarterback in franchise history, despite what y'all think, man. 2 Super Bowl championships. 2 Super Bowl appearances. 1 Super Bowl championship. A Super Bowl MVP. Played his best game. Won a division back-to-back. Has a stupid coach he has to bring Everybody want to kiss Nick Sirianni's ass, man. This dude is the most overrated coach I've ever seen, man. And yes, he's a good locker room leader. When you talk about, I'll give him credit. He held it out when AJ Brown was doing all that shit. But I'm not giving him credit when he sit there and hire guys like Kevin Patullo. I'm not going to sit there and kiss his ass like he does nothing wrong. He's most reason why Jalen Hurts has questions right now. Because if you hired a competent offense coordinator, none of this shit would happen. None of this shit would happen with Jalen Hurts not having questions about him. This is all Nick's fault. Really, to be honest, let's keep it real. It's Nick's fault for not hiring a decent offense coordinator. You hired your butt buddy friend who does nothing. Kevin Patullo was a moron. And then you vouch for him. You sat there and you kiss his ass so much, man. I sat here and watched press conference. You watched my live streams when I reacted to the press conference. Kevin Patullo, I don't know. Yeah, I thought we played. I thought we did good. You really did? You know, so I watched this moron in press conference. I felt like I was in kindergarten listening to a kindergarten teacher, man. Both of them don't know what they're doing most times. And the thing about Nick Sirianni is, you know, he does great when he's out the way. The thing that we need to hope for is Nick to stay out the way. Because if he gets involved, I'm going to keep it real. They need to fire his ass. You cannot have a season with Nick Sirianni being in charge anymore. There should be no reason why Sean Mann should not have any involvement. If we see one part of our offense stalling, I know who's the problem. It ain't Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to blame Jalen Hurts. I'm going to blame Nick. Because we know when Nick gets involved. We know how Nick is. If we see this offense not be able to score points in the second half, and we're doing this prevent offense where you see Jalen Hurts roll to his right and throws the ball away, then we know it's fucking Nick. We know it's Nick. Because we've seen it many times with Tanner McKee. We saw it with the Commanders, how he looked like complete garbage. And you got a lot of people that were talking about benching our Super Bowl MVP. Benching a Super Bowl MVP. These fans are weird, bro. This is why I don't go to tailgates. You want to know why I don't go to Eagle games? I'm going to tell you, it's not because I can't afford it. Because I don't like some of y'all. Y'all weird. Y'all weird. And some of y'all not real Eagle fans. I don't want to sit down with a snake that sit there and talk about they root to the same fan. They're the same fan as I am, but you're really not, though. Because when I talk to y'all, some of y'all can't talk football with me. Now, there's a lot of Eagle fans. I ain't going to say a lot of Eagle, but there's some Eagle fans that can't talk football with me. I go to Eagle games. I love Eagle games, but I'm not going to sit down with someone who says they're a Eagle fan like me and can't talk football with me. Jalen Hurts does now. Shut up, man. I'm not. I wouldn't even. I wouldn't be able to handle it, bro. Because I know who I am, man, and I know that I wouldn't be able to handle it, bro. I'd be kicked out that stadium, respectfully. So the problem is when Jalen's winning, you are defending, but when he loses, you want him. Who said I want him gone? When did I ever say I want him gone? Buddy, since you know me, when did I ever say we should trade Jalen Hurts? Ever. Dude, I had a bet with a dude before they ended up letting me go, saying that if he won the Super Bowl, I would have to pay him, and I ended up paying him. What are we talking about? You know how many fights I had in there? Why do you think, first of all, the boss who fired me, let's be real, was a Cowboys fan. He was mad because I was trashing his quarterback. That's not why I got let go, but I think so. You saw me at work. You know how I am. Talk about I always defended Jalen. You know how many fights I had with Cowboy fans, even Eagle fans. I'm the same one who told everybody that A.J. Brown was going to be better than Justin Jefferson in his first 2 years. I'm the same one who said that Jalen Hurts was going to be legit. While all these people were sending this, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I swear to God, like, I've heard you say bring the backup. When did I say that? When did I ever say that, man? You're thinking of the other dude. You never said bring the backup, ever. The first year Jalen Hurts was a starter, I've said that because the way we were doing him wrong. Because we weren't using him right. Yeah, I did say bring the backup in. Because Jalen Hurts in his rookie year was limited. There was things he had to work on. And the coaching staff was not able to run the ball right. And their coach was being stupid. That was the only time I said bring the backup. But in the second year, I never said brought the backup. You weren't around with me in 23. I was defending him like crazy. So when did I say bring the backup? When in 2022 did I ever say bring the backup? Not 21. Come on, bro. You're talking to the wrong dude, bro. You're talking to the wrong dude. You must be thinking someone else because I never said brought the backup. I said Jalen Hurts' first year. And rightfully so. He was not playing good. And I've also said Nick Sirianni. I also didn't like Nick Sirianni either. And I still don't. You're taking context of what I'm saying. I always defended Jalen Hurts, especially in his second year, all the way. I didn't know what Jalen Hurts was in his first year. Let's be real. But when you got people who hate on him after winning the Super Bowl, and they talk about he needs to show me. Show you what? There's a difference in his first year because you didn't know what he was. You didn't know what he was. But in my second year, I defended him. There's no way you told me, no way you're going to sit there and tell me I asked for the backup. When you drafted Jalen, I didn't know what he was. Weren't you the same one that was not defending Jalen? You were the same one who didn't even want Jalen Hurts. I watched you at work telling me that, oh, I would trade for Deshaun Watson. Come on, bro. You were in the same boat as I was. You were telling me at work that we should trade for Deshaun Watson, that Jalen Hurts wasn't good enough. You and who the other guy was that was in Philadelphia, what was my boss name? What's the other guy's name? There was another person that hated Jalen Hurts. You didn't even know what Jalen Hurts was. When I say we should get Jalen Hurts another year, you over there telling me, no, man, I don't think it's good enough. Come on, bro. Now you're going to tell me you never said you wanted Deshaun Watson. You never said you wanted Russell Wilson. You never said we need a quarterback. In his first year, I'm not talking about the second year. But the first year, when Deshaun Watson trade rumors were around, did you ever say you wanted Deshaun Watson? You did. And it's okay because we didn't know who Jalen Hurts was. My issue is when people tell me that Jalen Hurts has questions right now. That he needs to prove something right now. Come on, bro. Now you're not being honest, bro. Now you're not being honest. Respectfully, now you're not being honest because you know we had those debates, bro. Come on, bro. But it's cool, though. It's cool. Listen, the first year Jalen Hurts, no one knew who he was. I'm going to be the first one to tell you. Go back my views. I didn't know who Jalen Hurts was. Neither did anybody else. My issue is when fans tell me that Jalen Hurts has just shown nothing right now. I'm not going to tell you that I've been a Jalen Hurts supporter since day one. That's not me. But in his second year, I say give him weapons. I wasn't screaming for Deshaun Watson. You thought we drafted him early. We drafted him early. You understand we had Carson Wentz on his football team still? We drafted him early. When did I say that? I said that he is struggling. He was struggling. Was he not struggling in some of those games? He was. I also said Jonathan Gannon was trash too, and you try to act like he wasn't. He was trash. You was mad he wasted a second round pick on him. No, I was mad we wasted a pick on a quarterback because I didn't know who Jalen Hurts was at the time. I didn't watch Jalen Hurts in college. I never said I hated Jalen Hurts. I wanted him traded. I always defended him when I said he needs weapons. So you put in words in my mouth. Did I say Jalen Hurts needed to be benched at the one time? Yes, because he was starting to, you saw how he was turning over the ball and the coaching staff wasn't helping him. And the pressure can be too much, especially for a young kid. That he needed a break. He needed to sit down and watch. And when he did sit down, when they did sit him down, because Minshew started for a couple games, what happened? He started getting better. You understand? I'm an emotional Eagles fan, right? Emotional Eagles fan. I'm a huge Eagle fan that I get emotional, especially when you don't play good. And Jalen Hurts wasn't perfect in his first year. He wasn't. There was things that frustrated me about him. The things he's done now, he's drastically improved. Number one, he couldn't read the defense well in his first year. That he is now doing. He started getting better when his second season. He started to see improvement. The second year, and the third year, and the fourth year, and to now, he wasn't that in his first year. There was things he did that he struggled with, that he's improved dramatically. And drastically, he's improved each and every year. You can't tell me you didn't know who, you probably wouldn't even, you're going to sit there and tell me you knew who you didn't know Jalen Hurts was going to win Super Bowl MVP? No one knew who Jalen Hurts was. A lot of Eagle fans weren't watching Jalen Hurts in college. And if they were, a lot of them were good for them. You drafted a quarterback because you did. At the time, we didn't know who Carson Wentz, what the problem was. I also hated Howie Roseman. So I changed my ways. Did I ever say I was a Jalen Hurts day one supporter and I always loved Jalen Hurts coming out? No, I never said that. Yes, I had questions with him in his first year. My videos prove that. And I always say I was wrong about him. You're going to act like I was perfect. I wasn't perfect. No one is. Every Eagle YouTuber you name had someone that said they didn't know who Jalen Hurts was. Joey Shakes didn't even know who Jalen Hurts was. He supports him. That's his guy. That's my quarterback. I'm talking about the Eagle fans that still disrespect him. When you see the results of him winning. We're not talking about the first year. Because there was more Eagle fans that were doubting Jalen Hurts in his first year than there is now. You didn't know Jalen Hurts was going to 2 Super Bowls. No one had that. So come on, bro. Like now you come on. Now you going back in time, bro. No, I got the right guy, Ryan. He's suing football. Hey, that's cool. You got the right guy. You got the guy that said I didn't know who Jalen Hurts was in his first year. I didn't. But I never said I wanted Deshaun Watson. I never said, let's go trade Jalen Hurts. I never said it. Go back and watch my videos, bro. And go back on what I said. I never said we need to trade Jalen Hurts. I never said that. I said he needs to be benched for a little bit so he can, because he's starting to get overwhelmed. And a lot of Eagle fans would agree at the time he was getting overwhelmed. He wasn't seeing the field right. There was things he needed to prove. If you were sitting there telling me that Jalen Hurts was so great and I was just hating on it for no reason, that's not so. And you know it. You know it. You got to read the next question. You stole the first question, Mike. I'm sorry. I'm just going off. He said, you was mad that we wasted a second round pick on him. We already had a quarterback one that what you said, you was like, why are we drafting another quarterback? We already have one. Yeah, because Carson Wentz was on the football team. Carson Wentz, you understand we paid Carson Wentz? I didn't know what was happening behind Carson Wentz. Listen, when things come out that your quarterback could be traded, and by the way, I defended Carson Wentz just like I defended Jalen Hurts. I was a big Carson Wentz fan. I didn't know he was a spoiled son of brat. I didn't know he was going to be an absolute big baby. I didn't know he was all that. I didn't know my GM, Howie Roseman, was going to change his ways and become a genius. There was things that were happening. You drafted a quarterback. Everybody wasn't happy about that Jalen. Only people who were happy about Jalen Hurts, and good for them. They got it right. But there was a lot of Eagle fans that didn't like the pick of Jalen Hurts. They didn't think he was a bad player. We knew Jalen Hurts was talented. I knew when we drafted Jalen Hurts as the quarterback, I said he's not a backup. Because when you watch the highlights and you watch him play, he wasn't a backup. He was a starter. He told me, no, sir, you've been fibbing. What am I fibbing about, bro? What am I fibbing? What did I ever disrespect you in 2022? Just answer me the question. Did I ever say Jalen Hurts needs to be benched in 2022? Or was I defending him? I ain't talking about 2021. 2022, was I defending Jalen Hurts crazy? Because you can't answer me that question. Bro, like, come on. And don't say I wasn't defending him, because I was. Remember the dude I made a bet with? They end up, he told me I'm going to get a tattoo. I can't get a tattoo, so we end up paying. I end up paying him, by the way. I almost won the bet, too, because if we went to the Super Bowl and we won it, we were close, man. He said, Cowboys are back. You better be right. What am I worried about the Cowboys for? Y'all Dak Prescott. You Cowboy fans keep on coming to Eagle fans and tell about we are in your heads 24/7. Yet you come on my stream and you talk about the Cowboys are back. The Cowboys are fucking trash. Every year y'all do the same thing. You talk highly about your team, and when it comes to playoff time or comes to regular season games that matter, your quarterback or your team folds apart and you disappear. Yo, it's about the Cowboys are back. The Cowboys haven't been back since Jerry Jones had hair on his head. Sit down. The Cowboys haven't been back since Troy Aikman was a young quarterback in his prime. Most of your NFL players are making the pen commercials. Emmitt Smith is making commercials about old men who can't hold their vowels, and need assistance, man. Give me a break. Most of your players are either old in their 70s or in their 60s, man. Michael Irvin is out here making podcasts. He's not playing anymore. Sit down, bro. Yo, they talk about the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys haven't been irrelevant since the day I wasn't even born. Jalen Hurts wasn't even born. That's how much y'all are in delusional land. You think Caleb Williams is going? You think Caleb Downs is going to change your franchise because you got one player? You got Dak Prescott. I'm not worried about that dude. Dude's a bum in the playoffs. You lost to Jordan Love. That's all I know about Dak. Is he stunk versus Jordan Love and Jalen beat him. Yo, my chat's about the Dallas Cowboys are back. You sorry as hell. Nobody worried about y'all. That's how we know we be in your heads, though. That's all right, man. Bow down to the champs. The team has been winning 2 Super Bowls, and y'all haven't got to one. No one thought Jalen Hurts was going to be as good. Nah, man. Listen, my boy, Tiny Opinions. That was my former boss. Respectfully, he should have been the manager. He should have been the manager. They should have never gave it to that dude because I heard the dude ended up leaving the company too. But they should have gave it to my boy Tiny Opinions. I ain't going to say his former name because I don't do that because that's his business. I ain't going to put his former information out like his name and stuff like that. I'm going to call him my Tiny Opinions. But he should have been the manager. And I hope he's doing well. I hope because I know he does a great job. You know, and one thing I liked about him was he was hard on me. And I liked that about him. You know, he would, a lot of managers wouldn't be willing to work with me. He was willing to work with me. And there was some times where I would piss him off. I would. And he'd be like, yo, get to work. Or like, and I respect that. Other managers would give up on me. He was willing to work with me. But he also was doing other things, so yeah. I like the pick when they drafted him. I know you were. And and listen, I admit I was wrong about Jalen Hurts. Everybody was. I wasn't perfect. You were, yeah, you definitely was a Jalen Hurts fan day one. You were, and I'll give you credit for it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking of someone else. No, you were a Jalen Hurts fanboy. I'm thinking the other dude. Who's the one that hated Jalen Hurts so much? Was it the guy I made the bet with? My Tiny Opinions, I gotta admit, I was wrong about it. Yeah, you were Jalen Hurts. Yeah, because you were. I'm thinking the other guy. I ain't gonna say his name, but the boss. That guy wanted him bench. I wanted him benched for a different reason. Number one, I wanted the coach fired. Nick pissed me off that year. He did. Yes, you are emotional like Carl Thomas. And I'm still emotional. But I was right about Jonathan Gannon, wasn't I? You can't tell me I was wrong about him, because where's this guy at? Guy was a joke. Lost that. So you out here. That's what will piss me off, man. The dude out here taking the job over. Should have won that shit, man. I wish Jalen Hurts would have been 2-time Super Bowl MVP. There would have been no questions. I was happy when we drafted Jalen Hurts. Hey, listen. And there was a lot of Eagle fans that were telling me, listen, he's the real deal. And you got it right. There was a lot of Eagle fans at the time didn't know who Jalen Hurts was. But you go back and watch my videos. Not one time did I say we were going to get Deshaun Watson. How many times I defended Jalen and said, don't draft Jalen. I literally clowned Howard Roseman. I said, this clown better not trade for Deshaun Watson. I said, go get him weapons. Did I not say that? Did I not say go get him weapons? Was I not screaming for weapons for him? I was. I was. The same people that want to get rid of him, I'm still defending him. They're over there making a big deal of a guy that's coming out of college. Do you understand that guy came and played in the NFL? You know how bad he is? That quarterback that everybody talk about, what's his name? The quarterback from Nebraska, what is his name? The dude is a bum. You telling me that guy's going... Listen, man, they draft him. They suddenly draft him. He's not even going to be starting. Just like Carson Strong was supposed to take Jalen Hurts' job. Man, big Carson Strong. Yeah, where's he at? Where's Kenny Pickett, the guy that's supposed to have a better training camp? You remember everybody saying Kenny Pickett was outperforming Jalen Hurts in training camp? Where's he at? You know, Gardner Minshew, the mustache was going to take over his job. Everybody said Gardner Minshew was the future. Where's he at? They want to replace Jalen Hurts because they're sad and pathetic, man. Yeah, you're right. I am emotional. You're damn right. I'm an emotional Eagle fan. I'm not one of these fans that are not. Listen, I'm emotional. You're damn right. That's who I am. That's who I am, man. 100%. I'm emotional. I'm glad it worked out now. I am too. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know who Jalen Hurts was, but I never said go get Deshaun Watson. I was arguing with Eagle fans on YouTube. You saw it, Tiny Opinions. I showed you the videos I was making where I was saying, let's go get weapons for him. You know, I had a bet with an Eagle fan that told me that if Jalen Hurts don't get to a Super Bowl, I said Jalen's going to get to a Super Bowl. He telling me, oh, Jalen will never win a Super Bowl. I wonder where he's at now. He probably sitting there talking about Jalen Hurts didn't win it. Probably that guy. You know what I'm saying? No, but you bash pick. You were supposed to give him a fair chance. Everybody bashed. I didn't bash the player, though. I bashed the pick. You damn right. At the time, there was no reason to draft a... Listen, if you didn't understand the situation we were in, okay, you had a quarterback that you just gave money to, a first-round pick, who you paid. Carson Wentz had a contract that he just got. And you drafted a quarterback after passing on guys like CeeDee Lamb. You passed on Justin Jefferson. You go and get him Jalen Reagor when there was clear cuts that Carson Wentz wanted a big target because he posted on his IG. There was a lot of Eagle fans that were hoping for weapons. We were promised that Carson Wentz was going to get weapons around him. And the Eagles, listen, they drafted a quarterback and they replaced him. And we were upset because it was like, why did you pay him then? The pick that they made, let's be real, was a dumb pick. But it worked out. You don't draft a quarterback in the second round and say he's a backup. No. You draft him to be a starter. You know what I'm saying? Just said exactly what I said. You're damn right. I didn't know who Jalen Hurts was. Everybody knows that. And I acknowledge that. I get that part. I get that part. But here's the thing. My issue was at that time, and I don't even know where I'm going back because, again, you can't prove to me that I was not defending Jalen Hurts in 2022. You can't show me Tiny Opinions that I ever said I wanted Deshaun Watson. You never show me, you never said I wanted Deshaun Watson, which a lot of Eagle fans were all on Deshaun Watson. A lot of Eagle fans were sitting there saying Deshaun Watson was generational, that they would trade Jalen Hurts in a heartbeat to go get Deshaun Watson. Just like the dumb idiots who think we should go get Lamar Jackson. That was the same rumors that we heard. Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Jimmy Garoppolo. You know what I'm saying? All those quarterbacks. And we should trade Jalen Hurts for him. I never said I wanted Deshaun Watson, did I? When there was other Eagle fans saying we should go get Deshaun Watson, was I one of them that said we should trade for Deshaun Watson? That's what I want to know. Was I defending Jalen Hurts in 2022 when I was working with y'all? Was I ever disrespecting Jalen Hurts? No. I also said give Jalen Hurts weapons. And when we got A.J. Brown, I said this is a good weapon. Wasn't I arguing with Eagle fans saying that A.J. Brown was better than CeeDee Lamb? And he was. Yeah, we bashed the pick because it was, listen, everybody bashed the pick. My guy's just messing with me. Eagles fans, salute to you because I felt the same way. Hey, listen, some of y'all were spot on. Just like there was people that were criticizing AJ Brown. And I was defending AJ. I do that with every player. And the people were right about AJ Brown. Get rid of AJ Brown. My guy, Weapon X Eagle. I used to bash Weapon X Eagle. I bashed MJ this year for saying we should trade AJ Brown. Let's trade AJ Brown. I was like, what are you talking about? Now, when you look at it, they were right. There's some fans who see what I don't see. I am emotional. I get attached to some players that when you have a quarterback that was drafted very high and you get a news alert that Carson Wentz might not be on your team and you draft a quarterback in the second round and Howard Roseman's talking about in the press conference that Russell Wilson he's like Russell Wilson and we wanted to draft Russell Wilson. I mean, how would you not get emotional when you just paid him? That wouldn't make sense. And then they talk about they're going to do trick plays and he's going to be a backup. Come on, man. You know Jalen Hurts wasn't a backup, and they knew that. They were going to get rid of Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was not going to be on that team, and I knew that. I just didn't face the facts. But that at the time, I didn't watch Jalen Hurts. I wasn't a Jalen Hurts college supporter day. I didn't watch college football. I don't watch college football as much. So some of these players that I do watch, like Sidney Brown, I knew who he was. I knew he was trash. But I didn't watch Jalen Hurts. I heard that he was benched, which, made me think, okay, then I did my research and I realized this guy's a winner. You know what I'm saying? College. Let's see what he does in the NFL. Salute to you because I felt the same way. Hey, man, it is what it is. Everybody wasn't perfect, bro. No one was perfect. It happens. No one's perfect. The reason why I didn't like the AJ Brown trade is because of what we got. No, AJ Brown had to go. AJ Brown, what we got was a first round pick. Listen, did I want a 2027 first round pick? Yeah, but listen, AJ Brown was a distraction. I'm with you. I didn't like what we got back, but I'm glad he's out of here. The way he's acting. And then I see LB post shot to LB, who has his source saying that stuff like he hated Devontae Smith, he hated Jalen Hurts, he hated no, we don't need a player like that on that team. Anytime you hate on a quarterback and you don't want to play for a quarterback, you got to go. Because that's our quarterback. That's a quarterback. You're not going to keep a player that doesn't, then you're slowing on routes. You know what I'm saying? I wanted A.J. Brown to stay because, listen, A.J. Brown's a very good player. I'm not one of the Eagle fans that's saying he's injury prone and stuff like that. No, I'm upset the way he acted. I didn't agree with the Twitch streams. I understood why he was frustrated last year. But, when you're sitting there and disrespecting Jalen Hurts, you got to go, bro. And we on time for that. The reason why I didn't like 2020 first round, well, the 21st round pick, people are acting like we can't use that pick. We still can use that pick. We can go and get Max Crosby with that pick. That 21st round pick is not like we can't use it into 2028. No, we still can use that pick. We can use that next year in this draft. When, Howie Roseman loves to trade picks for future picks, or he loves to trade picks for to move up. Like what we did this year, where we went up to got Mekhi Lemon. We traded a second round pick, I believe, and a first to move up to get to, and we swapped the picks, I believe, to move up two spots to go get Mekhi Lemon. I think we traded a fourth round pick, one of those. Howie loves those picks. So people are acting like that 28th first round pick, when you look at it, you can't use that pick. No, you can use that pick in the trade. It's not like in 2028, you have to wait until 2028 to use that pick. No, you can use anytime. That's your pick. That's our pick. We can go and get Max Crosby with that 20th first round pick. It's still a first round pick. My problem was I thought A.J. Brown was worth more. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Listen, it's over with. It's done. Devontae Smith is going to be here, and you know what? It is what it is. And then you hear reports coming out that he was emotional, and the way I'm sorry, he rubs me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? You out here telling everybody that Drake May's the greatest teammate you ever saw. I shot at Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts feels some type of way. He does. Don't think that Jalen Hurts in that press conference did not feel like he was backstabbed. The way he was talking about A.J. Brown was like, damn, man, this is how you treat me? I bring you to Philadelphia? Jalen Hurts was sick of it. When you go back and watch his press conference, when he talked about, I never seen him read a book on the sidelines. Now you know there was a shot at A.J. Brown. Jalen Hurts was giving you signs like, listen, we got someone who doesn't want to be here that's on a team. And he was able to win a Super Bowl. You know, everybody's laughing at the Eagles with distractions, but it's like the Cowboys couldn't win with distraction when Michael Parsons was doing all that shit. Dak Prescott couldn't elevate talent like Jalen Hurts could when there was distractions. He was still able to go to 2 Super Bowls and win a Super Bowl MVP with the distractions of a diva wide receiver. McNabb couldn't. Josh Allen couldn't win with Diggs when he was the distraction. And Drake May couldn't. So, I mean, what are we talking about? That's how you know Jalen Hurts is a real one. When he's able to block out that's hard to do as a quarterback. Because I don't know about you, but I want to be able to do that. There'd been no way in hell I could function with someone like that. You over there crying? You over there bitching and complaining? And I don't care what nobody say. John McMullen over there crying, talking about the Eagle fans or making shit up. That's not true. Come on, bro. There's something that happened behind the scenes. There's something behind the scenes. Jalen Hurts, the way he was acting after that press conference, when you saw him talk about A.J. Brown was gone, he's like, it is what it is. Like, he was over it. He had enough of him. He had enough of him. Jalen Hurts also felt like, listen, man, like, this guy backstabbed me. You know what I'm saying? And then Jalen Hurts is going to go off. I'm telling you right now, he feels like a friend betrayed him. That was his best friend, and he go out there and behind his back and does stuff behind his back, tarnish his name. You don't think Jalen Hurts is going to use that as motivation? You better know who Jalen Hurts is. What did Jalen Hurts say after the Super Bowl? What does he say all the time? What is his quotes that he uses? That I had a purpose before everybody had an opinion. That when you smell smoke, you don't run from the fire, you go towards it. John 16, you probably don't know then, but now you know now, or something like that. All those stuff that Jalen uses, that is taught to him. He uses those motivations. And I don't know about you, when you see my quarterback smile, then you know A.J. Brown was a big distraction than you think he is. Because I've never seen Jalen Hurts smile. Jalen Hurts is smiling more than he has been doing in the last. A.J. Brown was like a pest that was a relative that sleeps on your couch and doesn't pay rent and just bugs you. He's like when what is it? You ever seen Everybody Hates Chris? Where the guy was like, big man, you know, what's his name? The uncle was sleeping on Rochelle's couch and stuff like that. And Julius was coming from work and he was eating all the food and stuff like that. Except one thing, he was like disrespecting them and treating them like trash. Jalen Hurts was being trashed by his best friend. We saw a guy that was bringing a receiver over that was his best friend for him to sit there and say, I made Jalen Hurts better. That wasn't Jalen Hurts making me better. Like, he's taking all the credit from Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts is like, bro, like, I made you better. We went to the 2 Super Bowls with your bullshit. You know, and this how you gonna do me? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. You know, if my friend did that, and I cut a lot of people off for doing that, that's a snake, man. And Jalen Hurts was snaked by his best friend. He out here talking about he fed the media. Why would you do that to your best friend, your so-called daughter's godfather? Who, if something happened to A.J. Brown, guess who is in charge of that daughter? Probably not now, but was. Jalen Hurts. And you're going to do that? And you over there talking in your little interview that we're not as close as what we once was? No, there's something happened. There's something happened. And we you know, there was this is why I get so mad when I hear about when I see A.J. Brown's face, like I don't even follow him on IG, but I keep seeing him and it makes me more mad. We're acting, Patriot fans are acting like we didn't do nothing for him. Like they're acting like he was wasted in Philadelphia. The man went to 2 Super Bowls and was the best wide receiver in franchise history. And the quarterback that threw it to him was his best friend. and literally made sure he had 1,000 yards. He was the #1 receiver in targets. You're not going to have that in New England. And by the way, I did see some of the throws that Drake May was throwing the ball to. They talk about Jalen Hurts overthrows A.J. Brown. Your quarterback is literally making A.J. Brown have to jump for a ball. Yeah, good luck with that one. It's not going to last in New England. I'm telling you right now, it's not. There's not one time that Drake May is better than Jalen Hurts in deep throw. I watch every throw Drake May has thrown. Not one time that he's shown me he's better at deep throw. They talk about he's a better deep thrower than Jalen Hurts. Oh, he can throw the ball. If that's the case, why he throw a ball right to the defender in the Super Bowl? If he was a better thrower and he was a better quarterback, why couldn't he not read the defense in that Super Bowl? Give me a break, man. Your quarterback is out here throwing meatballs in practice, bro. And A.J. Brown talk about, oh yeah, this guy's so much potential. Man, he said the same thing about every other quarterback. Don't let that fool you. You know, the reasons why I did, and by the way, he canceled his practice in July. You know, he was supposed to have a practice that he had before. He canceled another one, so he's not coming back to Philadelphia. Good. I mean, you know, you do all this shit. Don't let the media fool you. Just to do that. The guy was the biggest diva out there, man. Howie Roseman just wanted to get him up out of here. You know what I'm saying? And he had to go, bro. He had to go. Appreciate My Tiny Opinions. Shout out to My Tiny Opinions. Go follow his TikTok, bro. If you like food reviews and you like to see other restaurants in Philadelphia or wherever he is, go follow My Tiny Opinions on TikTok, bro. I love his videos. He makes me hungry a lot. Go follow him, bro. Go follow him. He does a really good job, man. And I think he has a YouTube channel too. Go subscribe to him. If you like food reviews and you like seeing what foods are out there, because he goes everywhere. He goes everywhere in Philadelphia. He goes everywhere, you name it. The restaurants you don't even think are out there. You know what I'm saying? And he gets his review. He buys all kinds of food. He tries them out, and he tells you what he thinks of them. You know, and he's sometimes funny, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I'll be cracking up. The reasons why I didn't like the A.J. Brown trade, well, you know, the A.J. Brown trade is listen, you had to get a first-round pick. You got a first-round pick. At the time, I thought we got, I ain't gonna lie, I thought we should have got more. You know, now you seeing all this shit, I thought we should have got more. You know, it is what it is, though. I'm glad he's gone, though. I'm glad he's gone. I think Devontae Smith's going to be able to handle that #1. You know, and Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith. One thing about Devontae Smith, he loves Jalen Hurts. That's his guy. He's going to ride and die with him. A.J. Brown wasn't a ride or die receiver. A.J. Brown was a diva emotional receiver that wanted his targets. I wanted 2020 first-round pick. Well, I mean, we didn't get that. It is what it is. The Patriots were not going to give that up. I agree with you. I wanted the 2020 first-round pick, but, you know, we got a 28 first-round pick, and you still can use that 28 first-round pick for something. Now we can look into it. About the pick was paid for our quarterback top money. Yeah, we bashed the pick. Yeah, I didn't hate the play. It is what it is, though. Listen, there's a lot of fans who think that you should be all supported in a quarterback you don't know. No, hey, it is what it is. You know, there was a lot of Eagle fans who were mad at me at work. The same place, by the way. My Tiny Opinions won't admit, but he thought Jonathan Gannon was a genius. Remember how many times I bashed Jonathan Gannon? I was right about him. He stunk, and he was sorry. He was overrated as hell. You know, say, oh, Jonathan Gannon is a great defensive mind. Come on, bro. Jonathan Gannon was ass. He would frustrate the hell out of me. I used to watch the games at work and say this guy was a bum. And he still is. Because what has he done? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? He's a snake. And he was a loser. You know? I wanted, yeah. So it is what it is, though. It is what it is, man. I don't know if he's still in there. My Tiny Opinions, appreciate for coming in, those. Plus the fact that we paid Carson in 2019, we did. And you know what? Listen, there's a lot of Eagle fans that were high on Jalen Hurts. I didn't know what Jalen Hurts was in his first year. I'm not going to say I was. I didn't know what he was. I had some of my questions with Jalen Hurts. But I never said trade for Deshaun Watson. A lot of Eagle fans wanted Deshaun Watson. I'm not going to say I was perfect. Go back and watch my videos. I never said I wanted to trade Jalen Hurts for anybody. I made jokes talking about Gardner Minshew should be the starter because I was just rounding the Eagle fans up. You know, sometimes you do views because you want to hide the pain. You know, so at the time we were going through a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of Eagle fans saying we should have never traded Carson Wentz. And it was like, bro, like this quarterback, you know, we heard a lot of rumors and you know, I was like, all right, let's make some jokes out of it. Let me act like I love Gardner Minshew. And I didn't, by the way. I thought he stunk. Even the Jets game, the first game, he was horrible. You know? He was horrible. Especially that Cowboys game, he was horrible. Everybody say he played good. He was horrible. You know what I'm saying? I was upset because, you know, we weren't playing good. We weren't playing good. You know, it is what it is though. AJ Brown had to go, and you know what? It's a new season, man. It's a new season for Jalen Hurts, and he's gonna go off, bro. I can't wait. I can't wait. All the people that hate Jalen Hurts, that wanted to see him fail, man, that want to disrespect him and say he's not a winner and blah blah blah, and oh he's not this and he's not that. All right, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. They talk about Lamar Jackson don't have anything around him, right? You know what I'm saying? And I pull receipts up because that's look at this. Stock roster. I got receipts for days for these Raven fans who went to me. Lamar has nothing around him. Josh has nothing around him. Man, if someone said if Jalen Hurts had this, if Lamar had this. And I keep saying this, if Lamar needs everything around that Jalen Hurts has to be successful, then stop saying he's better than Jalen. Stop saying he's a elite quarterback. If Lamar Jackson has to come to Philadelphia to be successful as a first-round pick, when he's had a top 5 defense, when all these other quarterbacks that you say has no weapons literally has everything around him, because Lamar had a coach. He's had offense corners more than 2 years. Every time Josh Allen and them have offense corner more than 2 years, we have an offense corner for 1 year, goes to the Super Bowl, and they get plucked off the roster like that. Or they don't work out well. Or they get fired at the end of the season. So, I mean, what are we talking about, bro? Josh Allen has had his offense corner more than 4 years, and now he's his head coach. Sean McDermott was fired. And there's no question about Josh Allen. There should be questions about his future in Buffalo. Can he win the big games? Why aren't there questions about all these other quarterbacks? There should be questions about Justin Herbert. Is Justin Herbert just a stat guy? Can he get it done? Because he's shown he can. There should be questions about C.J. Stroud. Is he the future in Houston? Because it looked like his quarterback on the bench was warming up for him soon in that playoff game. He threw 5 interceptions. If Jalen Hurts threw 5 interceptions in one playoff game, people would be bashing him. They're bashing him for not throwing the ball nonstop in the snow. They're bashing him because supposedly he didn't throw the ball enough. But they're okay with C.J. Stroud looking like complete ass in the playoff game. They're okay with Drake May looking like complete dog shit in the Super Bowl. But when it was Jalen Hurts who didn't have a great first quarter, that's all they care about. That's all they hold on to. Now they won't acknowledge he won a Super Bowl MVP because they were proven wrong. Drake May this. Drake May needs weapons. Drake May needs to know how to win a big game. You over there talking about A.J. Brown going to help you. How is A.J. Brown, what does A.J. Brown bring in winning culture? Because everybody talk about New England, he brings winning culture. Really? He didn't bring winning culture into Philadelphia. He brought diva mentality, me type shit. He brought how he can read a book on the sidelines, what we let slide. How he doesn't like his quarterback. How he was all about stats, not about winning. What does he bring? He don't bring winning mentality. He didn't win shit in Tennessee. He got the Philadelphians started winning because of Jalen. So how was he going to bring the winning culture to the Patriots? None of these guys won a Super Bowl except Milton Williams. None of these guys won championships. Mike Vrabel was a player when he won a Super Bowl. He didn't win as a coach. He's been fired by his job in Tennessee. What does he want? What has AJ Brown done to show? Like I'm listening to these Patriot players and they're acting like Patriot fans are acting like AJ Brown going to bring winning culture. What? What winning culture? The man wanted out because of the fact that he didn't get the ball, allegedly. Or he was upset because of a girl because Jalen Hurts wanted to defend him over a female that Hassan and him were allegedly dating. He didn't like his teammates. He shitted on Barkley. He was a snake. And you think he's going to bring winning culture in New England? Yeah, okay. Wait until Drake May overthrows him. Wait until Drake May, like the meme that goes around where AJ Brown's flipping on Drake May, y'all don't understand that is who AJ Brown is, though. It's funny because that is exactly what AJ Brown's going to do. AJ Brown's not going to scream like that, but he's going to yell in Drake May's face. You think AJ Brown going to be quiet? I'm telling you right now, it's going to get worse in New England. I'm telling you. AJ Brown is going to be focused every time. The camera's going to be on him 24/7. And I'm telling you, there's going to be a bunch of clips where he's going to go off and Patriot fans are going to deny. They're going to say, no, he's just talking to Drake May. Eagle fans are emotional. No, he's just talking with Drake May. You see him talking, and then we're going to show the clip of him talking with Jalen Hurts allegedly. And say, is that really talking? Him screaming on the sideline with his Patriots helmet on? I'm telling you, it's going to happen. You think Drake May going to target AJ Brown 24/7? That's not how the Patriots are. That's never Mike Vrabel. That was never Vrabel. Why do you think AJ Brown wanted to leave Tennessee? Not because of money. Part of it was because of Derrick Henry and how much he wasn't getting the ball thrown to him. The same way he left Philadelphia, because once Saquon Barkley is involved more, he doesn't want to be there. He wants stats. Well, go be with the quarterback that'll give you stats. And don't win shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you could sit there and say out of your mouth, and I think AJ Brown has CT. I really do. Because there's no way that you're that angry about winning. You acting like you on the Browns. You know who should be really mad right now? Myles Garrett. Now he's not mad, but he should have been the one asking for trades. He should have been the one doing some tweets on IG and stuff like that, and Twitter, and going on Twitch streams about he's not happy. He should be. I would understand that. Justin Jefferson should be doing the same thing. I would understand that. But you, AJ Brown, out of anybody else that's been targeted the most, you acting like you didn't get 1,000 yards. He was jealous of Devontae Smith that he literally grabbed his face mask in that last game. The same game that he requested a trade, that was after the Rams game. He did that. I mean, is it a coincidence? Or is it what we saw was him wanting out? You pulling on Devontae Smith's helmet so he can't catch that ball? You dropping balls nonstop? You showing no effort? You not running routes right? And then when you look at the Giants game, the Eagles did play well. I used to defend this at AJ Brown, so you think one game? No, the Eagles did play well in that Giants game without AJ Brown. And I overlooked it. I used to defend AJ Brown, but the way you acted now, I can't defend it. I got to agree with everybody who say you're a diva. You are. You're worse than T.O. T.O.'s problem wasn't him not, he loved this quarterback. His problem was he didn't get paid because they promised they were going to pay him. And you had a diva quarterback. Thank goodness we got a quarterback like Jalen Hurts. You think Lamar would be able to win with A.J. Brown the way he was acting? We already know what Josh Allen can't do. He can't win with Diggs to be an distraction. There would have been no other quarterback that could do what Jalen Hurts did. No other quarterback other than maybe Brady and Patty. That's it. There's no other quarterback that can do that. But let's do the if, man. Let's do that because that's all it is with them. If Justin Herbert went to the Eagles, he would be a bum in the playoffs. Doesn't matter where he goes. Your quarterback switching uniforms does not show anything. Because your mindset has to be about winning. If you switch quarterbacks, allegedly you switch quarterbacks, they're the same quarterback. They have the same mentality. They still will choke the same way. Just different ways in a different uniform. Justin Herbert's not going to go to Philadelphia and start winning because Justin Herbert has never been a winner himself. Justin Herbert is going to be a stat guy that throws 400K. He's going to be the version of Phillip Rivers. Great quarterback, can't get it done. In the regular season, great quarterback, but stinks in the playoffs. Now, Phillip Rivers, I think, did Phillip Rivers win a playoff game? I think he did. You know, so Justin Herbert is a loser in the playoffs. But they think Justin Herbert going to Philadelphia. You want to see Justin Herbert go to Philadelphia? Go play Madden. Yeah, go play Madden, trade Jalen Hurts in Madden, and put him on the Eagles, and you can go have Justin Herbert on your football team. Where you could see him win in Philadelphia, and you can pretend that he's in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? Because only time they want to act like their quarterback won something is when they do this. Better stats than Jalen Hurts. Oh, damn. Better stats than Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Better stats than Jalen Hurts. That's their Super Bowl ring. Oh, Justin Herbert. You know, they keep showing Justin Herbert beat Jalen Hurts. Justin Herbert didn't beat Jalen Hurts. Justin Herbert was horrible versus the Eagles defense. You Charger fans want to rewrite history. Your quarterback threw 3 picks and fumbled once. We literally made sure Justin Herbert was uncomfortable. You won because Jalen Hurts had a receiver dropping footballs left and right. One of them bounced off A.J. Brown's hands, went into the defender's hands. And the other one was because Jalen Hurts got tired of the coach trying to put him on blast. I mean, when you do the same things over and over again as a coach, your quarterback just gets tired of it and says, all right, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? There should be no excuse why these other quarterbacks can't do what Jalen. What is stopping them from winning Jalen Hurts? A quarterback, a second-round quarterback, a second-round pick who should have never been a franchise quarterback, allegedly. When you had Tua above him, Justin Herbert above him, and their first-round picks, what is stopping them when they're supposed to be better than Jalen? They were drafted in the first round with the top pick. Lamar was drafted in the first round. CJ Stroud was a top pick in the draft. Bryce Young was a first-round pick. Josh Allen was the number 1 pick. Mahomes is the only one that showed anything, other than Joe Burrow, has showed anything to be a first-round pick. All these other quarterbacks haven't shown shit but glimpses of regular season football. Justin Herbert is a definition of, well, he didn't have this, he didn't have that. If he was in Philadelphia, he would be a Carson Wentz situation. He would be out of here. You think Philadelphia Philly fans don't understand. Like, you think you'd be happy with Lamar Jackson? You wouldn't be happy with Lamar Jackson. You would be wanting him out the second he did the stuff he's done in Baltimore. Baltimore fans are not like Philly fans. They're more tolerant. They're more understanding. They have no expectations for Lamar. Because if they did, they wouldn't be sitting there making excuses for him. You know, we hold our quarterback to a standard that a lot of quarterbacks don't get held to. Right? If you win a Super Bowl MVP, well, it doesn't matter what these other quarterbacks do. And it's unfair sometimes. It's unfair, but we hold our quarterbacks to a standard. We hold our team to a standards. Where these other franchises, they don't hold their quarterback to standards. All you see is excuses. Josh Allen didn't have this. Josh Allen's a first-round pick, bro. When you're a first-round pick, you're supposed to be elevating your team around you to win a championship with less talent. Just to be truthful. A second-round pick is supposed to have everything around them because they don't expect you to elevate talent around you. Because a second-round pick is allegedly supposed to be lesser than a first-round pick. A first-round pick in the top first is supposed to be elevating talent despite the weapons. Let's be real. You're supposed to be that dude. And if you need Jalen Hurts weapons, then you cannot say out of your own perspective that he's better than Jalen Hurts. Because he hasn't shown in the playoffs he is. And he's shown many times in big games he can't do it. Oh, well, he didn't have a defense. Again, if he had a defense, well, he has a defense. Josh Allen had a better defense in 2022 than Jalen Hurts did. In 2023, when Jalen Hurts had the 32 ranked defense with Sean Asai and Matt Patricia, the way how bad he was as a defensive group. Josh Allen had what, the fifth best defense in the league? They were, I think, the 13th in taking away the football. If I'm, let me know if I'm wrong. But they were ranked higher than the 2023 Eagle defense. And Josh Allen was leading in turnovers for the last 4 games until his offensive coordinator got fired. The only reason why Josh Allen didn't lead in turnovers that year, and Patrick Mahomes did, is because they fired their offensive coordinator and Ken Dorsey because Josh Allen was that bad. Don't you remember the games where Josh Allen was throwing 3 to 4 interceptions a game? Where they're like, dude, we got to get rid of this offensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen had to get his offensive coordinator. They fired him before, I think it was week before the Eagles game, or after the Eagles game. Before the season ended, they fired him, and then they went on the playoff run. And they still choked. Josh Allen is interception hero ball quarterback. I don't want that in Philadelphia. I seen that with Carson. We had that in Philadelphia. His name is Carson Wentz. You take away Carson Wentz's injuries, you have Josh Allen. All the ducking, him making plays, Carson did that before all these other quarterbacks came along. Before the injury of Carson Wentz was Josh Allen. Big arm quarterback. Makes all the Houdini throws. But when it came to winning, he couldn't do it. So no, I'm sorry, bro. I don't want Josh Allen on the Eagles. And I don't think anybody with a right mind can sit there and say Josh Allen would win with this Eagles. You think he's winning with Nick Sirianni? You think he's winning with different offensive corners every year? The dude came and win with his offensive corner more than 2 years. And you think he's going to win with Kevin Patullo and every year losing offensive coordinators? Let's make this make sense. You think Lamar Jackson is going to go to Philadelphia and change the franchise when he has had offensive coordinators every year change under him? You really think that he came and win with Harbaugh? He couldn't win with Todd Monk. And you think he's going to win with Kevin Patullo? Are you serious right now? Lamar doesn't even read a better defense than Jalen Hurts does. Lamar can't read a defense more clearly like Jalen Hurts can. Jalen Hurts destroys the defense coverages Lamar struggles against. Lamar cannot read a defense well as Jalen Hurts can. Let's be real. He couldn't read Spags' defense. Defense figured out Lamar in a heartbeat when they went against Kansas City in that one AFC Championship. Why do you think Lamar lost that game? Everybody talk about Zay Flowers dropped the ball. Again, excuses. The man threw the ball over the players' heads because Spags was blitzing him. And then he played cover 2 where he put his corners one-on-one with receivers and dared Lamar to throw the ball, and he couldn't do it. But you're over there talking about if he came to Philadelphia. Hugh Douglas talked about the RPO. That's not going to work against real good football teams. That's why Jalen Hurts had to get better as a passer, and he's done that. Remember, Jalen Hurts got the RPOs. Why do you think it didn't work in 2023? Because they figured that out. That's not going to work against the Chiefs. You think the RPO, like Hugh Douglas and Joe Giglio thinks the RPO was going to work in against the Chiefs. Yeah, how did that work out in Baltimore when they played against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game? Who figured him out quickly? You think that's going to work with a guy that's been around for years? Spags has been around since Andy Reid days. He's seen everything. So you think the RPO that he's seen so many times is going to work out in Philadelphia with Lamar Jackson? That's not going to work. You're going to go one and done. You're going to go one and done. You think that's going to work out versus the Rams? If Lamar Jackson in 2024 was our Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, we wouldn't be in the Super Bowl. We wouldn't be. We don't beat the Rams. We probably don't beat the Packers. What are we talking about? You think Lamar Jackson is going to change the Eagles franchise in 2024? Why can't he not do it in Baltimore? If he's so great, Why can he not? He has Derrick Henry. He had Gus Edwards. He had Zay Flowers, a #1 pick. He worked with them in the combine. He asked the Ravens to draft him, and they did that. He has one of the best tight ends in football, Mark Andrews. He had 2 tight ends that was good. One's in New York now with the Giants. He had Odell Beckham, who was still putting up numbers. Came out of retirement to play with him. He had Marlon Humphrey. He's had Raquan Smith. He's had Patrick Queen. The defense that Baltimore had that year when Lamar choked was top 3 in takeaways. They were a top 5 defense unit, all takeaways, making plays. Jalen Hurts never had a top 5 defense, and when he did, he won the Super Bowl. So you telling me Lamar needs a defense? He had a defense though, so that's an excuse. Josh Allen needs Josh Allen has had a defense last year. He lost because he fumbled. His defense didn't lose that game for him. You can't make excuse for these quarterbacks anymore, and when you do it, you sound silly. You sound silly. Well, Josh had weapons. Josh had weapons though. Cole Beasley. Someone gonna tell me, oh, whoa, what did Josh have? Diggs? Well, Diggs not a #1 receiver, just like in New England, he's not a #1 receiver. Really? That's why you traded all those picks for him. And you think DJ Moore going to change the franchise for y'all? Y'all live in delusional land. And some of these people in WIP, I go back to them, they are the definition of a Philly radio station that should not be on radio at all. WIP is disgraceful to Philly fans, especially the ones that don't understand football. If you're a new listener and you listen to all the garbage they say, you could have swore Jalen Hurts was the worst quarterback in the NFL. Because that's what they make him like. Like he's done. They treat him like he's Tim Tebow. They act like he can't do it. They treat him like he's nothing. If you're a new Eagles fan, you're listening to the WIP, you would grow up hating on Jalen Hurts. Because they put out BS statements. Oh, he didn't do nothing. He didn't throw the ball. He had one of the best performances in the playoffs. He was literally rated as a top performer in the playoffs. What the fuck are you talking about? Go look at his stats in the playoffs, man. That year in 20, PFF ranked him as one of the top biggest quarterback performances in the playoffs. He literally was ranked as a top performer in the playoffs, man. He had the best throws in the playoffs as a quarterback in the postseason. What is you talking about? Y'all love PFF so much, but when it comes to Jalen Hurts, you don't want to read about it. It's hilarious. You'll put a PFF when you want to rank Justin Herbert. You'll put a PFF ranking when you want to talk about all these other quarterbacks. But when I put a PFF about Jalen Hurts and how he was really legit in the playoffs and how good and sharp he was and how smart and intelligent he was able to see a defense, people don't understand. Saquon Barkley got all these yards because Jalen Hurts was a smart guy that understood the coverage. You think Saquon Barkley was running because the offensive line was good? If that was the case, Derrick Henry would be running to the Super Bowl. You got to have a quarterback that understands defenses. And Jalen Hurts was able to do that. Some of the games you watched, Jalen Hurts was able to pull it when he needed to and understood. He was seeing the defenses and say, hey, we're going to run it. No, we're going to throw here. He could read the coverages and it was able to switch up when things, that he saw that he didn't like. He was able to read defenses better. And he's been doing that. Last year, he was able to do that. It's ridiculous, man. I'm sorry, bro. I don't care what nobody said. Jalen Hurts is so disrespected. The whole notion he can't throw over the middle. Dan Sileo reading today about how he can't throw over the middle, or yesterday. Then he puts out that 72 percentages, 171 percentage of throwing over the middle. So it shows he can't throw over the middle. Why are you acting like he can't? If the stats is he's 127% in throwing the middle, then he can throw over the middle. So stop saying he can't. If he's 71% of his completions is thrown over the middle, then how is he 71 and he's supposed to can't do it? Give me a break. Tell me he can't throw over the middle. We've seen Jalen throw over the middle. The throw he made to Devonta Smith in the Vikings game was over the middle. What are we talking about? But it is what it is. I digress, man. I'm going to let y'all go, man. Y'all have a great day. Go Birds, man. And like I said, bro, it's almost time to see what this team's all about, man. I can't wait, bro. All the naysayers that disrespect Jalen, that disrespect them, that continue to make excuses, like the excuses that we hear from Jalen Hurts. By the way, yeah, no, we'll do it another time. But yeah, man, like I said, bro, I can't wait. I can't wait for the season, bro. And like I said, man, there's gonna be a lot of fans that ain't gonna like Jalen Hurts this year because they're gonna complain about Jalen Hurts how Devontae's gonna carry him, but you know I don't care because if Jalen Hurts wins another Super MVP, I promise you, you better not say anything bad about him again. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, and I think he's gonna go back to the Super Bowl. I really do. I think he's gonna go out and ball out. I think it's gonna be MVP. I think he's gonna put a Patrick Mahomes performance. I think he's gonna do it again in the regular season. I think he's gonna get the MVP this year. Or no, they probably won't give it to him. They'll give it to Josh. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll give it to Lamar. Or because they will never give Jalen Hurts his MVP because then they can't say nothing about him. That's why I think the MVP vote should be on players, not fans. Because these fans are biased. If the players were voting, Jalen Hurts would be MVP. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts would be MVP. You know what I'm saying? It's all biased when fans vote. They're not real. If players were able to vote for MVP or the NFL people that watch the game, the actual coaches were able to vote instead of the fans, Jalen Hurts would have already been MVP. They wouldn't be biased. The fans are so biased, man. And they'll never give Jalen Hurts. Unfortunately, Jalen Hurts will never win MVP. They'll always give it to Josh because they want him to be something he's not. And if that makes them feel good about winning and they think it's better than a Super Bowl MVP, then, you know, that's a loser mentality. And it is what it is, bro. But y'all have a great day. Go Birds. Flag was fly.